Hi everyone, welcome back to the build. So today we're going to be installing the solar panels to the roof. So we've got the big 280 and we've got two 100, so that's 480 watts in total. We're not experts, we've just gone off other van builds to sort of understand how they've sort of approached their electrical, to understand if we can use things like a hairdryer, a blender, you know, all that sort of thing. We've also got a split charge relay, so that will charge the leisure batteries off the alternator in the main van battery. But yeah, today we're just going to be installing the solar panels, so let's go. Very big. Yes, it's quite big, isn't it? I'm like 6'2", but you know, we have got a long wheelbase van, so we've got this and then two 100s, so we'll go get the two 100s. Alright, so here are the two 100s, and what we're going to do, we're going to connect the solar panels in series, not in parallel. So we're going to have a positive of one panel going to the negative of another, and then the positive of the second panel going to the negative of another. So when it's connected, we'll have one positive and one negative going to the battery.
To fit the solar panels to the roof, we're using RV tilt mount brackets that we got from Renogy. I'm just going to open those. So each pack comes with 4 pieces of aluminium like this, and then we've got 2 of these smaller ones. We use those to put it up, and then we've got these screw-in bits which will hold it in place, and then the bolts which we'll use to bolt it to the solar panels and to the roof.
This is the 280. Now we're just sort of like measuring out where we need to drill holes. We're not using the aluminium strips for the big one because they are too small for how we want to do it. But with the 2 little ones, we did get these little brackets, so we've got 8 of these. So this is what we're going to use to fix the solar panel to the roof of the van. You'll see that there are these holes here and here, but the way the holes are currently cut, we're going to have to drill our own holes in the solar panel to mount these brackets to, for us to then fix on the roof. Right, so the solar panel's back down. I'm going to drill a pilot hole and then go bigger, and then one more with a bigger drill bit, and then that'll be fine. Right, hole's done, and Tash has just gone up there to go clean. Alright, so I've fixed the brackets down to the panel, and I've also already connected the negative lead. And now it's just a case of getting up on top of the van, marking the holes out to then fix these attachment points too. So I'm just using this tiny brush to just go around the holes with some of this special metals primer. Alright, so you can see this is what it's going to look like. This is a 100 on a RV tilt mount bracket. As you can see with the 280 watt solar panel, we are actually fixing it to the roof with brackets, and it's not going to be on a tilt mount, which I know is not optimized for efficiency, but that's what we've decided. And yeah, just the two 100s are going to be a tilt mount, so that's what it looks like in its highest fixed position. So there's going to be one there, which is towards the back middle, and then one's going to be here where I'm stood. Okay, so we've just flipped the solar panel around because we're actually running the leads, the wires down the right side of the van. So if I just get around here. Cool, and now Tash is gonna mark the holes with pen. Alright, so we've had to take the the insulation off the roof as well as the sand deadening strips, because when we were drilling holes, it was going through a lot of that. I was optimistic and thinking if we drilled holes it might get around, but you know, didn't work out that way. So yeah, we've had to take sand deadening sheets off, but we'll just put that back on there with some adhesive, it'll be fine. And that's the same with the insulation. But yeah, now that the primer's all dried, it's time to fix the first solar panel one. But we need to get everything off of the roof first.
I've just used a cable tie to put these leads under here so that the connection bit sits underneath the panel. Now I'm just using a white Sikaflex on the holes. It will just help seal it, make sure no water comes through.
Alright, and now just push the screw through. There we go. This is just leftover adhesive from the insulation. There's nothing. Alright, so that's one done. Let's go and see how it looks. Alright, lovely. And now, again, Sikaflex, screw. I go underneath, use the tool. You push the screw through, we tighten it. Alright, let's go. Alright, and that's the second one fixed into place. And now we're going around each of the bolts and applying another bit of Sikaflex on, just to be sure that it is waterproof. Alright, so I'm just perched up on the ladder right now. So we've connected the panels in series, and then to feed the wires through the van, we need to create a hole, which we're going to surround the hole with a mastic. So obviously when the wires go through, we don't want it getting cut up from the metal, so we need to soften it. So we're going to use the mastic for that. And then those wires get fed through this housing, again, bought from Renogy. So we need to find like a suitable place for this to sit. And then we're going to, because of the colour, we're going to use a black Sikaflex to go around, let that cure. And then obviously we need to fit the wires through first. The wires at the moment don't have a male or female end, any connection, so we have yet to do that, but we're going to feed it through and just let the wires hang, and then we'll do the connections another day. So Tash has moved the housing into position, and you see this van is quite ridgy, and we're struggling to find a super flat place to put the housing, but you can sort of see there, that's as flat as it gets, but there is a small seal there, but we do have mastic, so we can put that underneath to make it level, and then yeah, it's just a case of drilling a hole. We've got that 13 diameter drill bit, so we'll have a go with that. And looking from underneath, I think it's, well, yeah, it's here, so you can see there's that ridge that sticks out there. We'll create the hole here, pull the cable through here, and then run the leads along the top of the cupboard, and then drill a hole in the inside in the bottom corner there, and then we'll have the wires coming down here, and then we'll probably get some conduit, split it in half, and then just wrap it, and then we can just use something to tie it up. Alright, so instead of doing one hole and putting the wires through just the one, because we've only got the 13 drill bit, I don't think it's going to be big enough, especially once we surround it with mastic. So I think I'm just going to do a second hole, and the housing's quite big, so it'll be more than enough to cover the second hole. So yeah, we'll do that. Alright, 2 holes drilled, and now I'm going to again go over it with the primer. Let that dry for 10 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'm going to give it a second coat. Alright, second coat's done, and now we're going to go put the mastic on.
So I've just cut a bit off, and rolled it into a circle then. I'm just gonna put it through the hole and we'll push it down on the outside and inside. So now that both the wires are through, I'm going to cut some more mastics to put on the bottom of this because we've got uneven surface, so that will help flatten it out.
Right, now we're applying the black Sikaflex to the cable housing.
Oh no. Oh, I can't do anything now.
God, this Sikaflex was so difficult to get out. I was squeezing it so hard, I've just actually snapped the handle of the whole thing. Oh, we can't leave holes in overnight, so quick, what's the time? I think, hopefully we can quickly go to B&Q and pick up another one. That's frustrating. Alright, it's actually 20 to 8 in the evening, and yeah, we're not going to make it in time. So I think we're just going to have to put some, tape some like plastic sheeting down over the holes just to make it like weather tight for tonight. It's not predicted rain, but obviously it's not ideal. So yeah, we're going to have to do that and then tackle it tomorrow.
It's a new day and we've bought the new applicator gun so we can carry on sealing down the cable housing. We are using a white Sikaflex because we already had this one, and the black one that we were using, even though we had like drilled it several times, it seemed to just be blocked, and that's why this ended up breaking the first time. So we're just going to use this, that's fine. Now that the cable housing is in place, we're just going to fix all the wires underneath the solar panels. So I'm just tying the cables while the panel is up so that the cables aren't under tension when we do put the solar panels up. Alright, now I'm going to put some Sikaflex around the seal here on the inside of the van, just to be 110% when it comes to the waterproofing. That's a lot of holes drilled into our van now. We just got to wait for it to rain just to make sure there's no leaks coming through. Yeah, and it gives it sun for like the next week. So before we can do anything, yeah, we need to make sure, you know, there's no leaks and we've done everything, you know, a fairly decent job. So yeah, we just need to wait before we put the sand ending sheets back on in the insulating board. Once we're happy with the ceiling and there are no leaks coming through, we can then move on to doing the cladding and putting the lights in, and then onto the rest of the electrical bits that we need to do. So if you're enjoying this van build and you want to continue watching what we're doing, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.